It was a true honor and privilege to play for John. I see the opportunity that I was presented to play for him was something that I'll forever be grateful for. Not only the volleyball lessons that we learn or the skills in volleyball, but just the life lessons.
When we had the opportunity to bring John to Nebraska, I knew it was one that we couldn't pass up.
I remember Coach come into Nebraska and join in the staff.
Let's give John a hand.
My first impression at that time was he's going to take this to a different level and we're gonna do something a lot different. There's gonna be a big change in how Nebraska volleyball operates. So it was really just an exciting time to walk in because I think we all had a deep belief in how good we could be. We knew we were gonna be pushed and thought we could accomplish our goal by where we were about to go with Coach. We grew that season and really realized what it meant to wear the Nebraska uniform and that year was something really, really special. The initial transition from player to coworker with John was, it was a little tough. He wasn't my head coach anymore. We were working together once again on team, but just in a different capacity. And filling my role in that capacity looked different than filling my role as a player for him. I wouldn't be where I'm at today, obviously, without him giving me that opportunity and having that trust. I feel like that trust started from the time I was a player for him and understanding and seeing how I approached every day as an athlete, student athlete under him, and as a leader for the teams and being able to bring those same characteristics back as his director of operations. John's legacy is way more than the wins and the conference titles and the national titles. He really shaped a program and an entire sport across the nation. The bandwidth that he touches in the sport of volleyball is just incredible. From the number of coaches he's mentored to coaching. So I think that's something that is really truly a part of his legacy is it's not just what he did as a coach there, but what he did for the entire sport. John was never about taking the easy route. His mind was going 24/7, and it was always trying to continue this trajectory for his team and this program, and no obstacle was too big. Well, we'd had several conversations, and I thought we were gonna have another conversation the day I found out, but it was a really short conversation because it was his letter of resignation. And when he gave it to me, I was like, oh, it's real. He really was like family. And that's how I view him, is as a family member more than a coworker or John Cook, the coach. Like, it's just talking about it didn't make it real until he actually said, I'm done. And gosh. It was just so many emotions because I was so happy for him, and I felt so grateful and in debt for where I was. What an incredible gift to be able to invest and give so much to a program and be so successful and then reach that point and be at peace, being able to step away. Well, it's interesting because, I always have been around horses, and I don't think we had 5 conversations about a horse until the idea of him wanting to buy a horse or his son Taylor wanting a horse. And then we haven't gone a day, I think, since then about not talking about horses. So it's been really fun to be a part of and to see him develop this new love for that and really embrace it. I wasn't surprised how quick he picked it up, and also just how quickly he understood kind of the spirit of a horse. And I think some of that comes with the nurturing and sympathetic, empathetic side he had to have as a coach. We now have this commonality with horses and hobby and riding and roping that we can still talk about to keep that connection. And I think that's really important. And I almost feel like, is that why it happened? Is it, brought us together for that? So when volleyball was over, we still had that. It's just exciting to see now him in that role with his son and now as a grandpa and trying to get his grandkids to also enjoy that lifestyle. And so there will be lots of times he'll call me and be like, "You'd love it here. You would be riding all the time. I wish you could have been moving cows with us, or you done that." And I said, one of these days I'll be there.